Wide Weekly, April 4th, 2026. This was the week everything converged. Legal infrastructure, financial on-ramps, federal regulation, and the causes that need all of it. Let me walk you through it. On March 30th, EAT ranked number 3 on TechBuzz's Top 10 Growing Base Ecosystem Tokens report, up 58% in 7 days. Base Insights confirmed the ranking. Base Hub featured EAT in its 24-hour ecosystem spotlight. By Friday, EAT climbed to number 1, 150.7% in 7 days, $7.2 million market cap, 17,600 meals funded. Number 1 on Coinbase's Base blockchain. In a market where Bitcoin is down 46% from its all-time high and the fear index hit 9. On April 2nd, Alabama Governor Kay Ivey and West Virginia Governor Patrick Morrisey both signed the DUNA Act into law. 3 U.S. states now grant decentralized autonomous organizations full legal personhood. Wyoming was first. Alabama and West Virginia followed in 2 days. A 16Z Crypto's Miles Jennings said it directly. The DUNA is the only legal structure recognized for decentralized governance in current drafts of the Clarity Act. Founders who adopt the DUNA today will have a demonstrated, defensible governance record when that legislation passes. Those who delay will be scrambling to retrofit a structure onto a network that is already operating in legal ambiguity. Wide is a Wyoming DUNA. We have had this structure since day 1. 4 institutional on-ramps opened in the same week. Charles Schwab opened a waitlist for spot Bitcoin and Ethereum trading. $12.2 trillion in client assets. 38.9 million accounts. 400% surge in crypto page traffic. The largest retail brokerage in America is putting spot crypto next to stocks and bonds in the same account. Coinbase received conditional approval from the OCC for a national trust company charter. The banking lobby pushed back within hours. Coinbase's chief legal officer responded and called it entitled incumbent behavior. The IMF published a note calling tokenization a structural reallocation of trust within the financial system. Not an efficiency gain, a structural shift. Tobias Adrian proposed 5 policy pillars and warned that the window for shaping this architecture will not remain open indefinitely. And the FDIC scheduled an April 7th board meeting to advance Genius Act stablecoin rules. The agenda includes prudential standards for bank-issued payment stablecoins and a final rule banning the use of reputation risk in regulatory decisions. That reputation risk standard was the informal barrier banks used for years to refuse crypto companies. It is going away on Monday. The Genius Act requires final rules by July 18th. The Clarity Act markup is expected mid-April. Both are moving. Meanwhile, the hunger infrastructure is shrinking. OpenAI raised $122 billion on Monday. Snap cut refugees off food aid on Tuesday. The One Big Beautiful Bill Act is the largest cut to Snap in the program's 60-year history. $186 billion over 10 years. The Congressional Budget Office estimates 2.4 million people will lose food assistance in a typical month. Food banks report record demand. The government is defunding food infrastructure while the private sector pours $122 billion into AI infrastructure. The money is going somewhere. It is just not going where the hunger is. On the fraud front, the FBI arrested 15 people in Operation Never Say Die, a $50 million hospice fraud crackdown in Southern California. One nurse submitted $9.1 million in fraudulent claims. Los Angeles County has 1,800 hospices, 1/3 of the national total. 700 flagged for fraud. One address had 197 hospices registered to it. Treasury proposed paying whistleblowers 10 to 30% of sanctions over $1 million for reporting fraud and sanctions violations. The portal is live. A family is suing a nonprofit that locked them out of their own $21 million donor-advised fund. DAFs hold $326 billion with no payout requirements. Now here is where the story turns forward. Wide was built to end hunger. That is cause number one. But the Impact Exchange was designed to scale beyond a single cause. This week showed what is next. RFK Jr. launched a $144 million stomp program through RPAH to detect and remove microplastics from the human body. Microplastics have been found in brain tissue, blood, and organs. No standardized affordable test exists. Meanwhile, 18-year-old Mia Heller already built a microplastic filter in her garage that removes 95.52% of particles at 87% reusability. A teenager prototyped what a federal agency is spending 9 figures to develop. Anthropic acquired Coefficient Bio for $400 million. Fewer than 10 former Genentech researchers building AI models for protein and antibody design with 97% expression success rates. AI-driven drug discovery is accelerating faster than the institutions funding it. Health, water, food, longevity. The causes that need permanent funding infrastructure are multiplying. The Impact Exchange exists so that when these causes are ready, the infrastructure to fund them automatically already exists. Hunger is first. It will not be the last. On the security and infrastructure side, Anthropic leaked 512,000 lines of Claude Code source code through a misconfigured package release. Second lapse in 1 week. Google Quantum AI proved breaking crypto encryption needs 20 times fewer resources than estimated. 500,000 qubits. Minutes to crack. 2029 migration deadline. Safe launched SafeNet Beta, on-chain transaction security that blocks unsafe transactions before execution. 60 million accounts. 40 billion in total value locked. Bitmart listing is April 28th. First centralized exchange for EAT. Card waitlist past 47,000. Market maker deployed. 3 states legalized DAOs this week. The FDIC is implementing stablecoin rules on Monday. Schwab opened crypto to 38.9 million accounts. The IMF called tokenization structural. And a hunger relief token outperformed every other token on Coinbase's Layer 2. The causes are growing. The infrastructure is ready. We are in the middle of it. Trade ET at wide.org/EAT. Follow us at wide.org on every platform. See you next week.